welcome to the garden. And I had all kinds of great things planned for today for us to play in the garden and do. And then I realized it was the 15th of June and I had to send in my estimated taxes. And even though when I finally figured them out, I didn't know anybody anything, I had to figure that out. So that's kind of where we are, guys. And so it's going to be when I was at the end of the day and I was like, I don't want to record something, but I did want to record something. So I was thinking about what gave me real pleasure today. Now, you guys, you got to understand, I used to be a tax accountant. I used to pay tax for a major American corporation for all the subsidiaries, and I filed taxes in more than 39 states. I really don't like taxes. I really don't like taxes. So I know how to do it. I know what I'm supposed to do. The 15th kind of crept up on me and I looked at my watch and went, oh, it's June 15th. And just in case I did owe them anything, I wanted to make sure that I got covered. But I've been investing in myself and my family and my things in ways for my business. So I didn't owe them anything. But I was thinking about the things that gave me pleasure today. And one of the things I'm doing it this week, and I'm going to put her information in the information below part. Her name is Nadia Colburn. It's Colburn. And periodically throughout the year, she offers this free course. Just get it sent to your email. She runs a 5-day thing. And what she does is she gives you ideas on kind of what to meditate on. So it kind of breaks you out of the mold of the things you normally think about and the places you normally go. And yesterday, and it's like 15 minutes long. She starts with a meditation, like a little breathing thing or whatever. Today was breathing. And she always starts with a poem and a thought and said, think about this, just hear this bit. And then she gives you 6 words and you can incorporate that in your writing. And she gives you about 10 minutes, I guess. I don't know because I don't watch my watch that much when I'm doing this. But they've been really good for me because the ones yesterday was to leave the door open for those unknown things you don't know about so you can pass through to deal with them. And the other side of that might be transformation. And then the words she gave were swim, door, self, territory, papaya, daisy, and amaze. And then you can either work those words in. And the thing that's interesting, when I first heard those words the first time I did this, I kind of went, that's weird. What would I do with that word? But just the fact that word's out there, it stretches your mind, makes you look in a new direction. And then the second day was to trigger your parasympathetic nervous system, which is that thing you do to calm down when you breathe in 4, hold your breath, and then breathe out 8. Or something similar to that, but you breathe out more than over a longer period of time than you breathe in. And it actually, I always call it 6 deep breaths, and I've taught it to people to calm them down and teach them how to deal with situations. And today she quoted a poem about how to have patience with everything and to give things the time to come into your life and to live with the questions, but then experience the answers when you find the answer. And she was doing what I knew, and then what I didn't know was what I knew was those things, or what I didn't know was. And then she gave again 6 words, and it was interesting because it threw me into a totally new thing, and it really cleared up a point that I had been questioning in my own mind about where did all this new information come from, what was going on. And it gave me, in 7 short minutes, I was able to pull in quite a bit about how I had carried this vault of information in my mind, and that the universe has been giving me the grace to begin to share it and to begin to understand it and to begin to use it. So I'm going to put her information below. She's doing it all this week. I think you can still sign up. The first time I saw it when she was 3 days in, and I went and signed up and did it. And she sent you a recording a day. She's a lovely person. She does a lot of workshops with meditation and creative writing. And so that was my lovely thing that I did today that was kind of fun. And then I got the numbers out, started doing my taxes, which was okay because it ends up I don't owe them anything because I'm old, and you can earn a certain amount of money when you're old and you don't have to pay them much of anything. And so then I thought, well, but I have to run off and mail it at the post office. So I've got to kind of hurry up and get this done. I wanted to know from y'all about some suggestions. I put it out over the weekend when I was doing some lives, and I'm going to be doing some more lives with the garden. I think we figured out the camera problem. Last time it went really well for the first 30 minutes, and then the garden froze. But one of the things that I did is someone was asking me about the people who listen and who watch and how does it work. And I've come up with a name for you. You're the gardeners. You're the gardeners that come into the garden and want a garden too. So I was thinking about ideas of suggestions of what the gardeners wanted to see planted in the garden. And I got several things from people wanting to do 3 to 5D. And every time I talk about 3 to 5D, my ears just start ringing out the walls. I also had some people suggest angels. They want to know a little bit more about working with angels or guides and what's the difference between an angel and a guide. And I think it's a word difference and a cultural difference in what you want to see or what you want to understand. I'm toying with teaching my gateway drug, Tarot, as an adjunct to exploring in the garden and how to make that energy work. Of course, there's going to be more teaching about the garden and how to use it, and it's been very well received. I've had a lot of people order it. Fortunately, they ordered it after the date that it was my cutoff for figuring out my taxes. And then this is something I put off, but I've talked to other readers about it because they approached me about wanting me to read. One of the reasons I don't go on a lot of other shows is I don't read politics. And no matter what you do, people want to hear about politics. But I got a really clear message that there's a message that needs to go to people about politics now, and it's what's your role in politics? And when I've outlined this to other readers, they've kind of go, I think that'll turn my audience off because they just want answers. They want to know what these people are doing. Well, those people are there because somebody voted for them. Someone set up the structure for them to be there. And I think it's about time we all started stepping up and got a little more personal responsibility about how politics really works in this country. Besides the fact that I was watching something with my daughter a couple days ago, and these people are going on and on and on about one of the vagaries in political laws, and they were just dead wrong. I mean, I had to know how to file for people's finance reports. I had to know all the rules of the road for a politician to run because I ran some people for congressional seats. We didn't win, but we ran. And that's one of the things is you need to get out there and run and find the people who are of like minds so you can begin to build a power base. For too long in the state I live in Texas, people thought there was no like-minded people like them. And I knew there were because I ran city council races, which are nonpartisan. So you're not an R or a D, you're just running for city council. And I ran an event that we had in a place at the time it was called Lee Park. It's now called Dallas City Park because it was named after Robert E. Lee, and that got scratched. And we had an event there, and weirdly enough, it was Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Harry Reid. Harry Reid was president of the Senate at the time. And it was, people were like, do you think 500 people are going to come? I mean, it was for the whole Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I said, oh, they'll come. And then because of how those things get scheduled, we did not know for sure who was coming till 19 days before the event. And once we knew, we actually had people who were willing to do an open air event and speak to an audience. We had 19 days to put it together. It's estimated, some people said 5,000, some say 6,000 people showed up in that park. We had no advertising budget. We had to do it through word of mouth, through political groups, and also environmental groups, any group that had a more liberal bent towards it. And then they all came and helped to run it. And it was absolutely just a wonderful, magical event. And what happened was the next election cycle, Dallas turned blue. All the major political offices in Dallas turned blue. We got almost all the judge benches that were up turned blue, which was a good thing, because the problem was people were really walking around the park going, God, I didn't know there were that many Democrats here. And I'm like, well, you're amongst like-minded people. And it was a fun event. I enjoyed doing it. And it really was kind of a tipping point for our county. We'd been moving blue. I'm not going to say that thing did it, but having all those people see that, because here by media, we were virtually isolated from the idea there was ever another Democrat that ever walked the face of the earth. And I knew there were, because I went door to door with my candidates and I would hear what people wanted to talk about. And it was issues that mattered to us. So it really is a matter of personal outreach, making a commitment to make some times. And there's a lot of different ways you can help. And I think I'm going to put, if you think that's a good idea for a program or a set of programs or a set of things on my channels, I realize that I'm going to get trolls for doing that, but that's okay. I have had trolls for a lot of my life, believe me. So this is a show about psychic-y things. And so I wanted to, when I was thinking about what else I could introduce you to other than Nadia's program, which is a great way to meditate and learn how to journal and write, I pulled out my go-to for all things spiritual, Angel Speak, How to Talk with Your Angels. And I just looked it up into a page. And the page I opened it up to was, ask for something for yourself every day. We long to give you the gifts of the universe. This is a quote from the angels. And then they talked about someone who came to them, the two sisters, and said, oh my God, I need to do this. And I need, are you still talking to dead people and those people on the other side? And they said, yes. But what they learned from working with Frank and helping him turn his real estate problem around was this is what the angels quoted to them. There's a fundamental formula for attracting the things you want and desire in your life. This simple formula is a means of approaching life every day in order to allow the right people, places, and things to come towards you. When your life is working well and the right things are coming to you, it's more than happiness. It's a state of being. It's a state of success. And then the angel said, people want proof. They want that's of where they are. That is what they call that validity or validation. To learn to trust us, whether you want a parking place or a BMW, is to put it in there and give us a chance. A in algebra, a peace in mind, a peace of mind, whatever will help. With this simple method, you can do it. And the 4 things they said we need to do is ask. And don't say, oh, I want something better. Be specific. Ask for something specific. Clarity is the key to formulating what you would like to have. So you can make the big ask. You can make a small ask. You can make any type you like, but be specific in asking big. And then believe. When you've asked for something, believe that this can really come to you. Don't say, oh, I'm going to ask for a but. But's not my favorite word in the world. It's not theirs either. Your next step, it's first step, ask, second step, believe. And then the third step is just let it happen. Originally, the angels had told Frank when he went into these business meetings to keep his mouth shut. For the rest of this, that would become let it happen. Frank would try to push for what he wanted to see instead of just seeing what appeared and how it grew out in its own natural way. And then, ask, believe, and there's this page stuck together. Okay. Oh, and then this is something you should do every day to the angels, whether you get everything you want or not, whether your list gets filled, is say thank you. Give thanks to God, give thanks to the angels, give thanks to the elements, give thanks to the things that allow things to happen around us that if we tried to plan it, we couldn't make it work as well. Ask the angels to be with you. Believe that they will come with you and they will receive your message. Then just let the message happen. Instead of trying to push yourself into that, just let it happen and begin writing what you want to know. And I thought, when I saw that today, when I pulled this page, I thought, I have written in my meditations from Nadia some of the things that I was questioning about working with the garden and how to work with it and where it came from. And then after your message is received and acknowledged, just say thank you. So ask, believe, let it happen, and then say thank you. That's a really simple little pattern for you to work with to go forward. That's part of my message for the day. And then, of course, since I do work with tarot cards, I'm going to pull from my inner child deck and see what card we pulled up today. Oh, great. 6 of Wands. Isn't that pretty? The maypole and the butterflies and all that wonderful stuff going on there. And where's the book? Oh, here's the book. Okay. 6 of Wands. I have to work on my camera. I'm not happy with where my cameras are right now. But so if you're going to write me and say your camera's in the wrong place, I know. 6 of Wands. May Day is a time of year when the earth is adorned with a green cloak. It's beautifully accented with flowers of springtime. The presiding deity for this season is the goddess Flora, also known as the Maiden. The maypole is traditionally set up on the evening before May Day. The significance of the maypole is to honor the fertility of spring. And then old rituals like the maypole dance, Japanese tea ceremonies, Hanukkah, St. Nicholas, all these things. These are rites of passage that happen during holy times. And the fairy maidens, trying to get this less clear. Fairy maidens on this card bringing forth their song and dance to usher in not only spring, but the fertility of their own creative powers. They are honoring the apex of jubilance of new consciousness and what's blossoming before them. It's a time to express your passionate side and realize you're a vital part of the moving circle of life. So this would be part of that fertility, becoming conscious of what you can create and taking part in it. So with that, I'm going to check off. I'm going to put some notes in the bottom. Tech support's here today to put the show up. He won't be here tomorrow. So I might do a live tomorrow because if he's not here, that's the best I can do. And hopefully I figured the cameras out by then. So I'm so glad you came and joined me. Today was one of those days where I did a task I didn't really want to do, but I feel fine about it. And I'm going to run off, mail my letter, and it's done. And I really would suggest you look at Nadia Colburn. I've already written her and told her how much I've gained this time, even more than before in her studies. And I would love to do a collaborative reading for her, that what I call a side-by-side, and get a chance to hear how it works. So I'd love to have that opportunity. If not, go take her course because she's absolutely wonderful. And I look forward to probably being with you a bit of tomorrow. Take care.